Hello and welcome to MPA 730, Public and Private Nonprofit Partnerships. My name is Michael Ford. First off, if you don't know me, I am an assistant professor of public administration here at UWO. I took a look at the class list and I'm pretty sure you all know who I am. So welcome. I'm looking forward to spending the summer with you. So this class I've actually taught twice before, but I've always taught it as a special topics course. So I am pleased to report that you will be the first students taking this class with an actual course number. Good old MPA 730. So welcome. I want you to take some time to look through the syllabus if you haven't already. I'm just going to walk through it real quickly to give you a basic idea of what the expectations are for this course. It is an entirely online course. It's 8 weeks long. The course description, I'll read it to you quickly. It's to expose you to the background, theories, complexities, and results of the use of private entities to administer programs traditionally associated with the public sector. Then I go through a little bit of the specific policy areas, but really trying to understand the modern governance environment. Those of you who took my nonprofit governance course last semester know that I'm particularly interested in the use of third parties in the provision of public goods. And this is really taking a look not just at the nonprofit side, not just at the public side, but at that interaction. And should be interesting. So the required texts, the first one is Osborne and Gabler's Reinventing Government, How the Entrepreneurial Spirit is Transforming the Public Sector. That text was a classic. You've probably heard me talk about that in Introduction to Public Administration, so MPA 711. It's a little old. I think it's an easy read. It's kind of this jumping off point where these ideas really started to get thrown around. So I invite you to be critical of that text, especially the extent to which some of the things Osborne and Gabler argued would play out actually did or did not play out. The second text is a little more accessible, I think. It's by Stephen Osborne, who's actually a British guy, a professor over there. So it's got a little bit of an international flair to it. It's an edited volume called The New Public Governance, and within that are all kinds of great one-chapter, they're really basically articles related to different aspects of privatization and new public management and the modern governance environment. So I think that one will be accessible, interesting, and diverse. I mean, the authors all write differently and have different viewpoints, and brings a little bit of the international flavor into it, as I mentioned, which is kind of nice. And the final text is a short text by Don Kettle, who you may recognize if you had me for Intro to Public Admin. He wrote our textbook, but it's a short text called The Global Public Management Revolution, and it really goes into what we, at least scholars of PA, think the future of private-public partnerships will be. So that's my way of telling you. I think the texts get more and more interesting as we go. So hopefully you keep that in mind if you find the Osborne and Gabler text to be boring or inaccessible. All right, the fun part. What are the actual requirements of this course? Well, it goes without saying, but I'll say it anyways, is that you have to have access to the internet and the ability to navigate D2L. So if you're not familiar with D2L, please do go on there and take a look around. You will need to be engaged in discussion on D2L pretty regularly if you want to do well in this course. So what do I actually grade you on? 25% of your grade is going to be the online response board. So every Sunday I will post 3 questions on D2L. You'll note that some are already up there, some are not. I don't want you to work ahead. I want you to stay within the parameters of the course. There's a method to the way the course is laid out. So every Sunday I'll post these 3 questions on D2L, and I want you to answer all 3 of those questions no later than midnight the following Tuesday. I also want you to respond to at least 2 of your classmates' responses by Friday at noon. Now, in reality, in the past, most people engage in more discussion than that, but I understand that it's summer. Maybe you have a week where something's going on, and you don't have access, don't have as much time. So really, just want to make sure that you meet that 2 response requirement, so you're demonstrating some engagement with your classmates. Because I find that I can say certain things. I can teach certain things, the readings can get certain things across, but your own personal experience, your own personal opinions is where a lot of the, I think, learning happens. So I do want you to engage, especially since this is 100% online and we don't have those face-to-face interactions where a lot of that learning occurs. All right, 25% of your grade is going to be response papers. So you'll be required to submit 3 one-page double-spaced reading response papers during this course. So double-spaced, one page, that's not long. It's supposed to be concise. You should submit them in the D2L Dropbox no later than the Friday following the reading. So you'll note we have 8 weeks, 8 different readings, and it's up to you to find the 3 that you are interested in. I expect you to, there's no, you can do the first 3 weeks if you want to. You can wait till the last 3 weeks. You can mix it up, wait till something really gets you going. But the point of those response papers is to really get your perspective and share your perspective, your critical perspective of a reading. Something more in depth than you might share on a message board. So a good paper will briefly summarize the reading. When I say briefly, I mean one or two sentences. Critique the reading. So this is where you're bringing in your opinions, so your reaction, your response, and then include your well-supported opinions of the topic discussed in the reading. So I do want your opinions, both about the actual articles and the content within them. Your final paper is going to be 50% of your grade. You'll note that this is already on D2L if you want to go ahead and look ahead, but it's a 10-page double-spaced paper. It's due at the end of the semester, and it's really you choosing a topic area of your choice and relating the class material to that topic area, that content area. In the past, students have had some fun with this, and it's been very interesting to get the diversity of opinions regarding whether you call it privatization, private-public partnerships, new public governance, but it's really your chance to tell me why you think this will or can or cannot work in a certain policy area. So please don't plagiarize. I do have on D2L this thing called Check It In, where they'll just, really nice actually, they'll just tell me if you plagiarized. They don't tell you if you plagiarized. They actually tell you the percentage of the content that exists somewhere else in some form. So usually if people quote something, you'll get a certain percentage, but you start getting high ones. It's very easy to figure out, so please don't do that. If you're struggling with any assignment, just let me know. We'll figure out a plan. Late assignments aren't accepted without approval, so if there's an issue, whether it's traveling, a family thing, I get it, it's the summer, you just let me know and we'll figure it out. But we can't figure it out if you don't let me know, so be in touch. The grading scale is on the syllabus, so you can go through that. And it should be fun. It should be a pretty straightforward course. Week 1, so this starts June 12th. The theme is called Introducing Reinventing Government. So I want you to read chapters 1 through 3 of the Osborne and Gabler book. And that should give you a nice jumping off point to get this 8-week semester rolling. As always, if you have any questions, you can contact me at fordm@uwosh.edu. That's my email address. I'm available to meet in person. If for some reason you're in town and that works for you, just let me know and we will set something up. I'll warn you, there's always a chance that my children show up in the summer, but we'll figure it out. So I look forward to working with you this summer, and good luck to you.